And we are live. Good morning, Crypto Warriors. Welcome back to the Gem in the Crypto episode 258. Today is Friday, September 28th, and I'm King.
And I'm Bitcoin Zay, and we are here to bridge the gap between cryptocurrency and the community Monday through Friday at 10-ish.
At 10-ish.
Oh, yeah.
You can see me here today. I'm wearing my Tour de Crypto hat they threw my way. Thank you again, Blake. You know, we interviewed him last week. Thanks again for Tour de Crypto, Bit Ninja. We can get all that great gear. I know Bitcoin Zay had on that hoodie yesterday. That's awesome.
Oh, yeah. Shout out Tour de Crypto.
Yeah, Tour de Crypto. Catch them or come meet us out here when we catch them mid-November when they land at Huntington Beach.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And shout out to Hawk down there in Houston, too, for the women's shelter. That's what this is all for. Of course, the charities support that. And hopefully we can make some great strides. So.
Absolutely.
What's going on, Bruno? Good morning, KH, the Reviewer 85, John Sieber, Jizzy Matt, Crypto Q, Cool Works.
Cool Works, what up?
Hello,
KH?
hello.
Oh, yeah, my man Christopher Weber joining in on Facebook.
There we go.
More people coming in. Thank you for that.
Super random. I was laughing at the hookup right now because it looks like I'm the guy with the Joyner Lucas music video. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. I'm not a racist.
Right, it looked like that. But Tour de Crypto.
Oh, yeah.
Super random. All right, for the free Satoshis yesterday, who won?
Oh, yeah. So our free winner from yesterday was SJ Smith. Shout out to you for your answer. In response to my question, which was we were discussing the CFTC saying Bitcoin is a commodity, which we all know is not. They just called it that for that reason or for that case.
Why you always lying?
Yeah, exactly. It's crazy at this point. So thank you, SJ Smith, for your comment, which was about what would you describe Bitcoin as. I liked his description as inflation-proof global currency that has indisputable peer-to-peer transactions, and a nice little touch with the dictionary Bitcoin way that he spelled it. So thank you for that, and sending you those free Satoshis.
Thank you for those comments. Thank you for all the comments we get, including you trolls out there. You keep us laughing here in the early morning. We enjoy it.
Shout out to the trolls who are adults who don't know how to turn the channel.
Hey, listen.
If you don't like it, turn.
I feel like we're getting closer to making it. Every time we get new troll comments, like we're just that much closer. There we go.
Man. Yeah.
All right. We actually got some good news articles in here today. So a lot to cover, and we're about to dig right into it. First off, former UBS executives raised $104 million to create a regulated crypto bank. Oh, man. So underwhelming. Former UBS executives raised $104 million to operate SEBA, a strictly regulated crypto bank with a banking license from FINMA, the Swiss financial regulator. I mean, just to start this off, if you have $104 million right now, you can raise $104 million. Don't do anything in crypto. Just literally buy a bunch of Bitcoin and sit on it.
Yeah, like,
what else do you want to do? You trying to work every day? Like just sit on the crypto another 6 months, 3 months. You can pull all that back out with a lot of happy investors. I mean, if you got $1 million just to throw into Bitcoin right now, you're literally about to really be winning. The Winklevoss twins put $1 million in their own money, 2011?
Yeah.
Of course, it's been years, but you see they're sitting up as crypto billionaires at this point. So you got $104 million, and you decide to go backwards in time to try to establish a crypto bank. Even the keyword bank, the thing that everybody's against, which is why they joined Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, many people at least. Instead, you guys are actually out seeking a banking license to take people's money and put it right back into the system we're trying to leave. So.
Oh, yeah. It seems like the natural progression of things. We went from real decentralization where people had to get crypto in person, or you had to get it from exchanges that didn't require KYC. So now every exchange requires KYC, and now every bank wants to have crypto alongside it. So much like this operation here, they've stated Coinbase, BitGo, Goldman Sachs. We've seen them all. They all want to have products where they can have crypto and you can have fiat currency side by side. To me, it's just a natural progression until we get to a point where people realize, well, why don't I just use crypto and I don't have to go through whatever process they have. So, you know, it's one of those things, like you said, if you can raise $104 million, why wouldn't you just invest directly into Bitcoin? But I think they want to see some of that money that's going to come from fees and from people using,
we know
using
the
their
real
platform.
reason why.
Yeah, come on, man. It's easy money, really, if you can create any exchange, because there's some exchanges that are hideous. They are terrible, el terrible, and they still make $50 million a year just off fees. So it's one of those things where if you have the money to raise it, you might as well turn 100 into $1 billion if you can.
Right.
And UBS, if they're former UBS executives, they know how the banks work. They know how regulations work, so the paperwork shouldn't be that bad for them. However, like we said, if you had the money, why not just go straight into Bitcoin? But that's their decision.
And kind of jokes on you, like you said, you should be able to turn 100 into a billion. I mean, you should be able to turn 100 into 5 billion.
Yeah.
I mean, we just talking about what EOS the other day.
Yeah.
Looking at $4 or $5 million ICO raise basically, or overall as far as ICO raise in the growth of the coin or the token. You talk about CZ with Binance, $10 million ICO, multi-billion-dollar company in less than a year and a half.
Absolutely.
So again, this is what's being done with low numbers. With $10 million, somebody's turned into $1 billion in a year and a half. Why do you need $104 million? And why are you trying to create a brand new interface and system that no one really wants? I get it for the retail investors.
It's in Switzerland. So
Okay,
I kind of know why.
Yeah, we got you, Switzerland. We know what's up.
You hide that money from your spouse,
right?
Run to Switzerland.
There we go. So yeah, their vision, as it says here, is once they log into their online banking, you have access to crypto and fiat. You know what? Give a shout out, even though they were acting very bankish, I would say. USAA, they've had this, they've had that application on their interface at least for 2 years, if not 3 years now. It's probably about 3 years now, 3+ years, where you can see some of your crypto assets. I think it was like Bitcoin, Ethereum, as well as the money you had in there as well. So it's not novel. People are already doing it. There are banks that are attempting to do it already. It's just that by and large, no one wants it right now because there's still a lot of retail investors that don't even know about crypto.
Don't even know what they do.
I mean, we had a commenter, I believe yesterday or something, that was talking about Bitcoin costs too much for the average person. It's like, people, you can buy $5 worth of Satoshis.
Yeah.
So again, there's a lot of people in the space who, swear they're geniuses, but they still have no clue what they're doing or which way is up. So again, hey, if it works out good for you guys, why not? Money grab, all that good stuff.
You will learn.
Right? They're probably like listening to us like we know, but our customers don't. Like honestly.
Oh yeah.
Coinbase introduces Coinbase Bundle designed to simplify crypto trading. Speaking of being able to buy a few dollars with Satoshis, what is this Coinbase Bundle?
Well, I love the headline where they state Coinbase launches Poor Man's Crypto Index Fund for retail buyers, because they're basically shouting out.
CC,
yeah, they're shouting out all the poors out there. Shout out to all the poors. We out here. Like it's weird how they phrase it, but basically what Coinbase is doing is they're allowing people to buy a bundle of the assets that they offer, including Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, Ethereum, Litecoin, and Ethereum Classic, and they'll be weighted based on their market cap. So what that means is that since Bitcoin has a higher market cap, 75% of the bundle will be Bitcoin, 10% will be Ethereum, and then on down from there. And that's the thing. If you have $25, you can invest in all 5 of these digital assets at the same time.
$25, 5 digital assets.
Hey, man.
Poor man's crypto bundle.
And I'm not gonna lie to you, this is something that seems enticing for people who want to get into the crypto space and they don't really know about each coin, how it works. Hopefully, when they do buy this bundle, they can move the coins off the exchange into their own wallets and then learn from there. But Coinbase right now, they've had news every day this week,
right?
So they're introducing a lot of new products. To me, they're looking to onboard a bunch of new people, as well as bring back old people who didn't use it by doing things like this. So we'll see how it works out. They just opened a UK market, so that's a flood of UK cash that looks like it's coming in Q4. And Coinbase is doing their thing. You know how we feel about them, but like we said, they're a company. They constantly put out good items for new people, and then from that point, you have to learn about them yourself.
And it's crazy that this is the story today. Out of the comment yesterday, we just talked about it. Somebody was talking about Bitcoin is too expensive for the average person stuff, and Coinbase is like, no, it's not.
Yeah.
We're actually going to show you a way to do this thing. So
$25 and you can get in with all 5. I mean, but yeah, like you said, $5 you can buy crypto.
And again, people, you don't even need Coinbase for it. You can use get an Exodus desktop wallet or one of these desktop wallets. Go on one of these exchanges, Gemini, even if it's Coinbase, buy your Bitcoin,
Uphold.
transfer it to that desktop exchange that you own, or even on your wallet. You got Jack's wallet that can do it as well. A few different wallets. But you can transfer your Bitcoin to that wallet, and you can go in. Say you buy $25 worth, you can go in and select what do you want. All right, you don't have to put $5 in each. You can you can put $2 in it and get 200 or 300 shares of something that costs a penny or less.
Oh yeah.
So there's plenty of ways to do this. You just have to want to.
And you know what was
That's
missing
really
out of
what it
that
is.
bundle?
What's that?
Ripple. And,
Speaking of the commoner, oh man, listen, take up for all you Ripple people who keep hitting us up all the time. Go ahead and reach out to Coinbase and figure out why they didn't put it in their bundle.
Yeah, why they haven't added it to the exchange. I'm telling you right now, for those of you who love it, I don't hate any coin. Like I'm indifferent with most of them, but I can tell you right now, if they get charged as a security, there's gonna be a lot of people who have to delete YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, crypto accounts all across the board. So I would just say
we've seen happen at least 3 times already.
Choose wisely.
People just literally delete everything. Like, wait, you've been operating for how long? And then all of a sudden, you just got 3 videos up?
Oh, yeah. All the Ripple lovers out there.
But again, yeah, like you said, shout out to Coinbase. This is actually a novel idea. There you go. You know what? You don't need to do this. You don't need their service, but making it easy and better user experience. I see where they're coming from. That's their selling point. They tell people, hey, just store us $25. We'll do the rest for you. Again, for a lot of the people who's going to use this, what they don't realize, as Bitcoin, as they said, is that Coinbase still owns it as long as it's on their exchange. So just tread carefully.
Oh yeah, make sure you move that off the exchange.
Right. Oh, this was a pretty interesting story. UN Sierra Leone launched blockchain-based credit bureau of the future.
Word up.
Now, if you remember, we actually talked about credit, I believe it was last year sometime. And basically our sentiment was that as the cryptocurrency market continues to mature, the credit, everything that we have on credit, it just literally won't matter. So if you got some good credit, you can take out money, just take it all out right now. All right, look,
get it popping.
Everybody else is doing it. The government did the bank bailouts with funding money.
Bail yourself out.
Don't feel bad. It's called peer pressure. It's a psychological thing that the U.S., every country does to make you feel bad about things. So of course they want to make you feel bad about having poor credit on that, and you should have good credit. But again, as the cryptocurrency market matures, you'll realize credit won't matter anymore because they can't control the money the same way. So at that time, either you took advantage of it or you didn't. So I don't know. It's like a free student loan to me.
And I would say two thoughts about this is I feel good about this to an extent simply because they've explained that currently unbanked people cannot leverage financial transactions from the informal economy, such as credit with a local shopkeeper to build their credit history.
Because they know where it's going.
They know where it's going.
And they're trying to tell you, well, you're not allowed to do it like this.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And this protocol, which is called the Kiva protocol, will capture a range of financial transactions to help people access the financial services they need, including loans for business, education, or basic medical services. So I do like the fact that with local businesses that you keep a good rapport with and you may have a running credit line with them, that can be added as well to your blockchain credit score. However, when they threw in the National Digital Identification System for citizens, this just sounds like China's social score all over again. This is literally what China's social score is: your credit or your means of getting money attached to your ID, attached to what could potentially be your behavior, your financial behavior. So that's the one thing when you go down the slippery slope. Like if privacy was always at the forefront of these things, then I would always support them. But it's always put on the back burner. It's like, no, we got to make sure we know everybody first.
Yeah, it's straight business.
So, it's one of those things where good innovation there, and it's great if everybody can keep their personal information theirs. I do know there are people working in the blockchain industry to create ID systems where you only use the ID you need at that time. So, for example, if you're trying to buy a drink, all you need to show is your age. You don't need to show them, your
blood type and all that stuff.
Birth. Where you live at and all that. So. Good
That's
to see
true.
there.
They don't need to see. Why you don't know where I'm from?
Why you even need to know my name?
Right, for real. You just need to know my age. You're right. You need to open that portal.
Yeah.
So just kind of go in quick detail. Sierra Leone's president, Julius Maada Bio, announced his new initiative to create a national blockchain-based credit bureau. The announcement took place at the 73rd session of the UN General Assembly, Thursday, September 27th. The president presented the project as being poised to radically transform the country's financial inclusion landscape. Initiative is reportedly the result of a partnership between technology nonprofit Kiva, as Bitcoin, as they mentioned, and the UN Capital Development Fund and the UN Development Program. For those who know about the UN, their capital development funds and their development programs and how they work with the World Bank, the central banks, and the Federal Reserve, then you would know this is all a lot of wordplay and word soup for them to maintain the monetary discipline and structure we have seen throughout, well, I won't say discipline, but the structure we've seen since the Federal Reserve was created. They all work together. They're all in bed together.
And they come to you humanitarian.
Exactly.
This is humanitarian.
We're trying to help you.
We're trying to help you join our financial system.
So I don't even believe the players that's behind it. And then as far as credit, granted, I think the best play for somebody who's trying to create something like this, even from a business perspective, is create the interface or create the program, their software, whatever, that anyone can download and use as a credit tracking method, as Bitcoins, they said, if you're going to your local shopkeepers, your local corner stores, where they can just upload this on their computer system and have you in their credit file. Because again, as cryptocurrency matures, it'll get to the point where it says, well, do I want to take out a loan with whatever traditional institution out there, or do I want to take out this Brian Armstrong Coinbase loan, which I'm sure they'll be offering soon? Do I want to take out this Winklevoss twin loan in crypto, which I'm sure they'll be offering soon? And I guarantee you, as Brian Armstrong and Winklevoss twins and Gemini, or not Gemini, Binance, as all these big players start to enroll their loan programs, which again, they will do. They're going to face regulatory backlash, of course, which the government's going to say, well, technically you guys can't do it.
Like salt.
Right, but salt, as these things mature, you're going to want to get loans from them anyway, because it'll be a brand new system where you're not really rated on, unless they decide to somehow transfer over the legacy system as far as your credit rating. But it'll be a brand new system. It'll be better rates because they know that there are new guys in the market. They know they need to attract new customers and show them that a cryptocurrency loan program can work. So this will come in the future. And as far as, like, you know, we talk about the credit right now and everything. I mean, didn't these guys just get hacked last year?
Yeah, it's one of those things where their security isn't up to par.
You don't have cybersecurity, but usually I'm
gonna trust you with all my information.
Yeah, come on,
man. But you know, Sierra Leone, if they're trying to, as you know, people describe it, tokenize or create a distributed ledger system, this is the way that they should go. But as we've said before, like some of the commenters here, credit scores shouldn't matter. Yeah, and credit scores are nonsense. I think that will be true in the future. Right now, it's sort of
they definitely still matter.
Yeah, I was gonna say it matters.
Depending
right
on
now,
your industry, actually,
to an extent. Yeah, I was gonna say to an extent it matters. But yeah, in a few it won't, and at some point it shouldn't. But our system is built on credit. If you don't know, it's not just personal credit. It's literally our entire system is built on credit. We owe somebody $20 trillion. I don't know who we're supposed to pay. Right. I don't know who's supposed to take it from us, but apparently that's how our credit system works. And you know, you just got to deal with it for now until that bubble bursts.
Yeah. And last but not least, they're saying that, you know, Xavier Michon, Deputy Executive Secretary of the UNCDF, is quoted as saying that the new system could serve as a model for both developing and developed nations in the future and will represent one of the most advanced and secure credit bureaus in existence. That part I agree with. The program they come up with, the software, it will probably be one of the most secure credit software applications out there. As far as this being the most secure credit bureaus in existence, that all depends on people who decide to jump on board. Yeah. Which I'm sure they'll get the regulators on their side, tell you that you're breaking the law if you don't, blah, blah, blah. And a lot of you sheep will be scared into it. So we'll see what happens.
Oh, yeah.
Mongolia, here's another big one. Central bank gives permission to issue first digital currency.
Oh, yeah. Let's go.
Oh, wow. If we didn't say this 6 months ago.
Oh, yeah.
Literally, we said this 6 months ago when we first saw the article, the first article on CoinTelegraph that mentioned CBDCs like 8 to 10 times. We were like, if an article does this many times, this is where we're headed. That was about, I think that was in February we were talking about that. Late January, February. And here we go, the first official bank saying it. Mongolia's largest mobile telecoms operator has become the country's first licensed entity to issue its own digital currency. It's called Mobicom's financial arm. Mobi Finance is now cleared to issue the e-currency dubbed Candy.
Oh, my God.
It's dubbed Candy.
It's like candy.
You can't get enough of it to investors. Montezim confirms. The executives have received formal permission at a ceremonial event at the Bank of Mongolia's headquarters Friday.
Oh, man.
Wow.
Yep. Well, and it's like, yeah, we've said this is coming, and the best part about them of Mongolia doing it is that they sort of see where the future is going.
Yeah, I give them props.
I give them props for that, because some of these countries that are holding back on doing it, or not saying anything about it, they're gonna be in a rush to try and do the same thing if it works for some countries. So
they're about to look at them.
Oh yeah, they're definitely gonna look at this really closely, and it's good that they stated as digital currencies have begun to circulate, ATMs and cards will become a thing of the past as well. And while I share this sentiment in the long-term future, 10 to 15 years, it still will be some time before you see it completely gone. But in their economy, which I don't know too well as far as how cash is moved, it is probably possible for them to go straight digital currency because they can probably just tell their people, well, no more cash. Do something about it, and then we'll see what happens from there. So, according to their plans, regulation defines who will participate in digital currency system and how, the process of getting permission, rights, and duties of customers and service providers. So it's still regulated, people.
This is crazy.
I mean, but we called it. CBDCs are here.
Candy already exists as an entire ecosystem. I haven't heard of it, but whatever. For Mongolian consumers who can use the digital currency to pay for various goods and services with a range of business.
That's a hell of a name.
As you said, the positive thing about this is the mass adoption, which is why actually I think it was the BIS central bank that said it, and a couple other banks and reports. I think an MIT report said, I can't remember for sure, but there were reports starting to circulate that basically said CBDCs would actually be a bad thing because that would just aggressively. What's the word I'm looking for? Aggressively increase adoption.
Yeah.
Because you're giving people no choice but to use crypto, even though it's yours. They have no choice but to learn more about it, and then they're gonna learn. Wait, why am I still using yours?
Yeah. And that's gonna be the big whoops a daisy.
So again, let's let them continue to eat themselves. I'm glad they're trying. I'm glad they're gonna, if it's the government's backing it, eventually they're gonna force people to use it. And this is all good news because they're gonna use it. They're gonna not like it once things start going wrong, which they will. Once you realize. The government can now literally freeze everything you have with a click of a button.
Oh man,
I think that'll change the thing once word get out. So
yeah, man. Well, shout out to Mongolia's.
Get some of that candy. What a name!
Arm. Yeah, get
what
some of that candy.
I hope the translation is just wrong. That's pretty funny.
Somebody said about Genghis Khan's Mongolia takes the world once again.
Right.
Yeah, if he came back right now, yeah, he probably could. It would just be funny to see a bunch of midgets running around chopping people up.
All right, I'm gonna leave that alone.
Genghis Khan like 4'11", man.
John Siebert said if government had paid off all debt, the fiat currency would cease to exist. Exactly. It's one of those things where it just literally makes no sense.
Yeah.
Sergeant Crypto was talking about Equifax said, yep, they got hacked and offered to, quote, monitor our credit for a year for free. How crazy is that?
I'm sure.
Hey, gang, that's all that is.
Man, I can't wait for the little soft-spoken women on the commercials voiceovers when they do
I know, right?
their apologies. We're sorry.
But now we offering you candy, the central bank digital currency of the future.
We're doing so much better business now that we've learned our mistake. Like, come on, man. Like, you didn't know at the beginning?
U.S. House passes bill for task force to combat crypto use by terrorists. All right. Before we even get into this article, just want to point out a couple things. First, it has already been debunked that terrorists don't use crypto. They use fiat. They use dollars and euros.
Yeah.
That is what terrorists use. So
cash is still king, people.
I am very perturbed to see that the United States House of Congress, or excuse me, House of Representatives, Congress is using our taxpayer money to try to combat this imaginary enemy. Secondly, the U.S. House and every other government and regulator need to worry about the Supreme Court stuff going on. Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, we have way more corruption going on.
Way more stuff going on with other things more important than cryptocurrency. All right, so let's focus all our taxpayer dollars and our efforts on our people we're electing and representing us as a country, and a little bit less on the money, unless there was some type of nefarious plan you had, which is why you want to know everything about this crypto and control it in every way. But the U.S. House of Representatives passed a bill on September 26th that would establish a crypto task force to combat terrorist use of cryptocurrencies. Those are the terrorists that actually don't use them. It's House Resolution HR 5036, which represents an amended version of the bill proposed, by a representative from North Carolina.
Ted Bud.
Oh,
I saw when it said RNC. I was like, yep, just another dumb dude from North Carolina bringing up who knows what.
To add more acronyms, this is going to be called the Independent Financial Technology Task Force to fight the illicit use of cryptocurrency, that illicit use that doesn't even exist.
No. It's going to be 3 dudes on an iPad.
Too funny.
Googling crypto terrorism. Because you're not going to find them.
And I haven't read the resolution. I want to check it out because one thing you want to know about a lot of these House bills or any bills that get passed, a lot of time what you hear about, as in this one, they're talking about, combating terrorism. That actually isn't the big thing in the bill. Sometimes the thing they're trying to get passed is like the 4th or 5th resolution on a bill, and it's like all the way down, hidden
at the bottom,
small writing, and that may be the big thing. So for this, it could be like, you know, anyone who buys cryptocurrency can be arrested and criminalized now. I haven't read it, but that's an example of what they can slide into the bill, but make the headline a terrorist task force. So definitely want to pay attention to all these crypto bills coming out, because I guarantee you they are going to try to slide something into one of them that's going to make it so we give up more of our rights.
Oh, yeah. And I want to give a big shout out to Yahya Fannouzi. He is one of the people who stated at the hearing before the subcommittee on terrorism and illicit finance, he actually stated that crypto is a poor form of money for jihadists and cold hard cash is still king. Wonder what we've heard that before. Right. And also Fannouzi has noted that crypto and blockchain industry is not innately illicit and should not be feared, since any emerging technology can be used for good and bad, depending on the user. Come on, people. It's not that hard to see. Criminals do crimes, and regular people are just trying to live their life, man. Those two things don't go together based on the research we've seen over the past 2 or 3 years. It would actually be a terrible practice for you to use crypto for illicit activities if you don't have the security or the privacy necessary to not have it tracked ever, because they could find it at some point in the future. So that's actually, you know, one of the things that is misunderstood about crypto. And shout out to him for actually trying to tell them this, but they're still gonna go through with this bill for your security. They're gonna say it's your security, and that's why they'll do it. I'm
only on page 4 from glancing at this, but page 4 they're talking about you know, independent financial technology task force to combat terrorism and illicit financing, talking about the establishment and who this task force shall consist of and why. The number 7 bullet on here, the number 7 number on here of who it will consist of, it says 6 individuals appointed by the Secretary of the Treasury in consultation with the members of the task force described under paragraph 2 through 6, which is the next one, is to represent the private sector, including the banking industry, nonprofit groups who banking industry uses so they can basically launder more money, and think tanks. And the think tanks, you wonder why they do think tanks, because these are the people that come up with reports and statistics, and they can just basically pay them or pay for their operation and hope that some of their reports and statistics are swayed toward the task force views, because they know if they don't sway those toward those views, and they'll get their funding cut.
Very cool game.
And then it says with at least 2 of such individuals having experience in the fintech industry. Again, where you find these 2 individuals and what type of experience do they have? Because again, the top 40 under 40 in crypto had Goldman Sachs person on there who developed their thing that's not even working right now. And I think it was like a Chase one or something. So again, not even through the whole document on page 4, they're telling you this isn't for, it doesn't say retail investors. It doesn't say for mom and pops and for your average everyday Joe. It's for the banking industry. Why would the banking industry care so much about terrorism and money laundering? Could it be because it's cutting into their business?
True. And on top of that, if they start actually prosecuting people for crypto stuff, you know there's going to be a big backlash of all the bankers that didn't go to jail before. Like, are you serious? We have evidence of wrongdoing. I mean, if you are at Wells Fargo, Bank of America, any of these places, just Google it. Money laundering crime. They have articles down. I mean, it goes back to Google's page 19. Like, it's plenty of them. So, yeah, it's weird that would happen, but we all know the real reason.
They're also saying once they catch somebody and criminalize them, they're going to take their money and deposit such amounts in the FinTech Leadership and Innovation and Financial Intelligence Program. I've never even heard of that one. Again, people, we're only on page 5 right now. So they're already saying once we take this money, this is the little program.
We're going to throw it in a program to pay people.
Who works in this program? And now they're telling you this is an established program known as, at first it was just about the terrorists. Now they're talking about this new program they just created. You see what I mean by the headlines? So if you get a chance, make sure you check this out. Again, this is Bill HR 5036, and let's see what other Easter eggs are hidden in there that we won't like to be surprised by. All right, last couple of stories we wrap up. SEC, CFTC charged Bitcoin futures firm 1 broker with securities law violations.
Oh, man.
I saw somebody actually just comment about this.
It's a sad day for
Bitcoin Zay, what's going on, 1 broker?
Oh, man. Well, if you've never heard of 1 broker, they were a Marshall's Island-based securities dealer. What they allowed you to do was to buy security-based swaps with Bitcoin only. So one of the things that they didn't have was a KYC AML process, because when you move Bitcoin It's whoever wants to use it. There is no need to give your full information. However, the SEC did not see it that way. They allege that a special agent with the Federal Bureau of Investigation, acting in an undercover capacity, I told you the feds are on these exchanges, successfully purchased several security-based swaps on one broker's platform from the U.S. despite not meeting the discretionary investment thresholds required by the federal securities laws. So essentially what they said is they sent a special agent in to commit a crime just so they could prove that crimes can be committed. And from that point, basically FBI took down the website. If you go to one broker and you have a U.S.
I love seeing this.
U.S. IP address.
You have never seen fear until you've seen this.
Yeah, it's like this has been taken down by such and such. But it's basically if you sell securities and you don't notify the SEC, they're coming for you. And they came for one broker. I don't know if how much the CFTC would be involved, with it, but it is one of those things where if the FBI, SEC, CFTC is involved, well, it's not looking too good for one broker. No. Not looking too good. However, this does set a precedent because this is a Marshall Island based company. And this does, kind of peek into the world of how the SEC, FBI can come for institutions
anywhere in the world.
Even if they don't have a viable case, they can just shut it down, for a small period of time while they do whatever investigation they're doing. And if it does come back up, they'll have all these new rules. They'll put pressure on them to put all these new regulations. So, like I said, the long arm of the law reaches plenty of places, but it's like whack-a-mole at this point. Because as soon as they took down one broker, I guarantee you somebody that has the code is going to come up with something very similar. Probably tomorrow. I mean, it's not hard to copy the code and come up with something, just as regular. So, sad day for one broker.
I mean, again, it's a sad day to see the government outreach, I guess, or where we, whatever, different places. But I mean, it's kind of these countries' fault too for it to be allowed to happen. Everybody just bow down and placating. But hey, we're on the winning team, so.
Yeah, if nothing else, being in this space, you see how much they want to get you to use their products, and they use political ways to use it. Like somebody commented,
I was about to say,
it's literally, they basically criminalize cryptos, force people to buy derivatives that they control. Absolutely.
Yeah, great comment, Harold George.
Absolutely, yeah. You can only buy what we sell to you. Everything else is criminal. They're using it for terrorism.
That's the perfect way to put it too.
Yeah, and it's unregistered security. Come on, man.
Yeah,
and
Sergeant Crypto, I know that, but it's also, do they though?
Yeah.
Sergeant Crypto said the Marshall Islands belong to the USA. I'm like, yeah, do they though? So does Guam.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, you go to the south side of Guam, a little bit, about 15 minutes past the Navy base down there. A lot of those residents would like to think different because they're not
Puerto Rico too.
They're not the happiest about this situation. Let's just say that.
Yeah, Puerto Rico gets they get
right.
Man, they get nothing.
We own you, but we're not going to help you in time of need. Gridiron legend Joe Montana invests in cryptocurrency powered football league.
Oh yeah, shout out to Joe. That's what I'm talking about, Joe.
Joe was like, crypto what? Yeah, put my name on it. I don't care.
Oh yeah.
And then he saw the check. He was like, oh okay, let's take this picture.
Oh yeah.
What's going on with Joe Montana?
Oh yeah. Well, if you don't know the Fan Control Football League, which is a application where you can actually it's blockchain based. You can actually coach. You can have branding. You can have player drafts. They raised about $5 million in their ICO. And currently, Joe Montana has become an investor and chief strategic advisor. So, big face on a big product, kind of gives it, that viability that they need in the market. And this is a very interesting concept for a blockchain-based game. And if Joe Montana endorses it, I'm sure there's plenty of people that are going.
Oh, it's going to be at least try it out.
Oh yeah, they'll at least try it out. I mean, Joe Montana's face on it. He's a legend. Everybody knows who he is. I wish he had the fur coat on when he did it, but he has to keep it simple for the picture. But good to see there. And as blockchain based apps move into sports, I think we just discussed who was it? Houston Rockets are getting backed by Bitmain,
right?
And a few other places are getting in on the blockchain market. It's happening, people. So we got fan football leagues, soccer, baseball, basketball. It's all good. So good to see that.
I like this video. Very Joe Montana-esque. A new league built for fans. Here we go. Oh, man, look at that. A new league for the digital age. Oh, man. No, shout out to Joe Montana. This will actually, if it works, it'll be cool. This is calling it a real-life Madden. Real life blockchain based real sports league where fans make all the decisions. If it works, it'll be a big money grab. But again, you think the banking system and the government is hard to fight against. You think the NFL about to buzz. You already see how they playing the game.
Oh, man. Joe Montana.
Hey,
even he can't change it.
Right. The NFL can be like, yeah, you can do that. How much are we getting?
Yeah, exactly.
We getting our 60%? Other than that, what are we doing for the free Satoshis today?
Oh, yeah. So for our free Satoshis, we have a fallen exchange of one broker. Let us know how you feel about the one broker going down. And do you think this will happen to other exchanges that are based in certain parts of the world? Let us know. Put your public address, and we'll send those free Satoshis.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you all. Thanks for the comments. Thanks for the support. We appreciate all of them, good, bad, and ugly. We ask you to please smash that like and share button so we can get this algorithm that has continuously shadow banned us popping. And we will see you all on Monday.
On Monday.
Cheers.
Have a good one, people.